think he needed to commit to the hatch and leave, or just leave, and he kind of did half of both, got trapped, lost everything, tried to make Mutas to survive, didn't work. Now we're going into what could be our last map of the night. If Solar takes this, he defends his title and takes home 15 of the, or yeah, 20 grand, 15 more than what Dark will take home with 5.
Yeah, it's a huge sum of money, and he wants it. He's poised. Let's jump into game number 3 and see if he can do it for Solar versus Dark. Here we are on King Sejong Station for map number 3. Up in the top left, in the red, up 2 games already, it's Solar.
And his opponent on his last life in this tournament, it is Dark. Can he bring it back? This is the dominance that we did not see in the finals. And already, Solar has a plan. He's going to go ahead and take the third base first. It's a meta, tricky thing to do. Very effective on this map in particular because Overlords get to the natural so fast, because the natural is so close by air towards your opponent. It's a 2-player map. When Dark's Overlord gets there, it may cause a bit of a panic. He may feel like an attack is coming that it's not. And it's going to be so funny because in reality, it's a super greedy triple hatch opening. So see this hatch and be like, oh man, he must have gone for a super early pool and links are coming my way and he got a late hatch.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar similar logic to when Dark did this against Beyond, right? When he went for the third base and the Reaper scouted the later timing, so he's like, oh, I guess he must have gone pool first. Let me back off so I don't die to anything. When in fact, he's getting incorrect information because there's a third base that he can't see.
That's exactly right. Let's see how Dark responds when he sees this. He has obviously he took a pretty greedy opener. He went pool before, gas before pool after his hatch first. So he can't put on heavy pressure once he finds out it's 3 hatch. Well, let's see how many links he makes when he scouts this. Let's see if he panics.
Well, he makes 2, but that's,
he
the starting number.
He knows what's up. He's not taking the bait. He makes 2 drones, 3 drones, 4 drones, and immediately sends his Overlord to the third base to confirm. He is not going to be fooled.
Very smart.
Very confident decision by Dark. And he will probably take his own third base soon. Or the Baneling Nest coming up, he could attack.
Yeah. I mean, he sees the creep, and the second he sees the creep, he immediately puts it down. So I think this is going to be aggressive. They don't need a Baneling Nest against a guy who's going triple hatch. He's not going to have this huge swell of links. I mean, I suppose he could use the extra larva, but it just doesn't really,
If he was going to use the extra larva, it wouldn't happen this fast. He wouldn't need the Baneling Nest yet. But if he's going for the Baneling Nest now, I think it means he wants to attack. He's going to have link speed faster, and in fact, very soon.
And he probably knows that,
Yeah, so let's see how much he commits to this. If this Baneling Nest is just precautionary, I'll be disappointed in the decision, personally.
Nope.
Okay.
All lings.
14. I was going to say, if he does it, it's not wrong. I mean, the Baneling Nest is very, very cheap as a building. 50, it's so cheap, but, costs less than a Baneling. Plus the Zerling cost. So, I'm being facetious again, but this is so cheap that it would be okay. But in this case, it is going to be a for aggression as we expected. But it's not an all-in. It's just he's going to try to kill drones. He's going to try to punish this, and he's going to walk away with his own third base and hopefully a higher drone count based on this pressure. That's the plan. That's the concept of this attack.
I like it a lot. We'll see if he can get the hits.
Going to go for the Queen first.
Saves those Banelings. He doesn't want to use them on drones. That's actually a mistake. Wants to use it on the enemy, either Banelings or the Lings.
Ooh, that was actually pretty sneaky by Solar. He clumped up his Banelings to say, use your Baneling on this, I dare you, but then he split afterwards so he couldn't get 2 shots, which was required. So he kind of tricked him and baited him into that. Dark is making a Roach Warren at home. He stopped a lot of mining, and he droned up so significantly that he now has an 11 worker lead. This is what I'm talking about. He only killed 5 drones, but all he wanted to do was walk away ahead, and that's exactly what happened. With the Roach Warren coming up too, he's going to build the Roach count first. The counterattack is scary.
Counterattack is really scary.
Yeah.
You can see Dark is making 2 Banelings now and 3 Roaches, but that's not enough. He only has 1 Baneling of his own.
Let's see where Solar attacks. If he attacks the third base, that could buy him some time.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's committing so heavily to this. He feels like he's really behind. He's making 9 Banes. Dark has Queens and Roaches. The Banelings, 2 of them getting no value. That was huge value on that Bane for Dark though.
And now some Banelings being sniped. He wants to get the hits, and now he's going to commit to the third base and kill it. Definitely will get this, but now there's a ton of Roaches out on the map for Dark, and now it's Solar who has to be scared about the counterattack.
Yeah. He's going to have 7 in just a second here, and a lot of his own lings. But the rush distance is going to be quite far. I think Solar actually gets the better end of the trade of this.
Takes a good trade against Lings, too, without the Roaches.
Dark just didn't have enough Banes. 2 was not the magic number there. So here comes the Hatch third base remake, but it's so late. Solar doesn't have any Roaches because he's just now getting his Roach Warren. But the advantage he gets from this just can't even be overstated. He will probably kill this base again. He's got so many units, he's just going to send them directly there. And because he has so many units, Dark has to have his units at home.
And he catches a bunch of these Roaches. Nice morph into the Ravagers to try to buy time, and it does. Very nicely done.
That was very well done. If he ignores those and goes for the hatchery, I think he kills it. He's going to kill them now that the Ravagers, or at least attempt to. Oh, he just doesn't quite have enough.
Well, he commits a bit here to the Ravagers. You got to be so careful about those Banelings.
Okay, now he's going to run by. This is why Dark has his units at his natural, because he's scared of these run-bys. And this run-by, you know, where he hit the third, if he went directly there because the units were at the natural, he could have gotten it. He got greedy, and he didn't get the value he wanted, but still, he has a third base first. He's like Dark is still not mining off 3-base saturation. 38 drones for the 34. The 4-drone lead is insignificant because it's really like 38 versus 2-base saturation of. I mean, you're looking at like 16 is the maximum saturation you get, but you lose value very quickly. So it's basically like. He's not getting the money he should be getting from this. He's not able to mine. He's not able to utilize larva. There's like so many reasons why. I guess the simplest way to put this is 3 is greater than 2, and Solar has had 3 bases for much longer, and now has, with that extra money and extra larva, been able to make more Roaches. Dark is going to basically all in here. His tournament life is on the line. He wanted revenge, but if he messes this up, if he cannot win with this push, it all ends here. And he won't get the revenge he wanted.
Really nice run by here from Solar, but he has to be careful. He needs to survive here.
Okay, I mean, this is a really powerful push. There's so many Ravagers here. Solar just needs to buy more time, but I don't think he's going to get it. Dark comes in with so many Banelings as well. All the Lings that pop out will die pretty much instantly. He's waiting for that moment with these Banes. He's being patient.
Being very, very patient. The reinforcements are going to come out here. Banelings are being sniped, but still so many Ravagers alive and ready here for Dark.
And Dark has 3 bases now. He has the worker lead. He no longer has to kill Solar with this. Even if he backs off now, it doesn't matter. GG. Dark is bringing it back, man. We're going to a 2-1 score here. Even if Dark had gone home, it would have been so massively ahead. Solar just types out. And we finally have a series here in this finals.
Yeah, Dark doesn't just let it all slip away. And it was looking scary for him there for a bit. He loses that third, but a very nice follow-up attack. Lots of Lings. It was like kind of the Ling Ravager style. I mean, there were some Roaches in there mixed in as well, and it wasn't exactly what Solar did in the finals with the upgrades, obviously. But he kind of used that. He got this around. They tanked a lot for the Ravagers and the Roaches in the back, and some good corrosive biles. That was it. I mean, he just had more stuff and a better composition at that point.
Yeah, I think it's basically that simple, and this is great because I feel like what the most incredible thing to me about that last game was that Dark made insanely risky and confident choices.